service, I was posted to Accra Technical University, and they looked at my background, they looked at the course I did, and they said, oh, they don't have an economics unit, and information studies used to be library studies, so we are going to put you in the library. And I was like, what would I be doing in the library? I worked in forestry, the youth afforestation program.
Yeah.
Apparatus was very good. I thought I was going to be a supervisor. So my next job, because they said, oh, if you have a degree, be a supervisor. But when we got there, they gave us cutlass to enter the bush, go and weed.
Did you at any point in time feel lost or unsure about the path, given the fact that now you had to jump from Forestry Commission to the other areas, Onago and the rest? Was there a point in time where you realized, okay, I'm not so sure where I'm going next, where this is?
Yeah, definitely. So for me, what I would say has helped me, and ultimately is very important for anybody in the field to have, is to have an analytical and problem-solving mindset.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Models and Mindset. And today we have a great guest in our midst. Our guest today is an AI and data consultant at Deloitte Ghana. He specializes in process automation, data analysis, analytics engineering, dashboard development, and cloud engineering. Our guest has been featured as a speaker of the Pan-African AI Summit and the Ghana AI Summit, where he shared insights on how data and artificial intelligence are shaping Africa's economic and digital landscape. Our guest has led webinars on harnessing the power of artificial intelligence in the AI revolution, I would say. And he has also led insights-driven organizations and data analytics and storytelling. He has also facilitated AI-powered analytics training sessions and contributed to panel discussions on generative AI considerations in internal audit. Our guest holds a master's degree in computer science at the University of Ghana and a bachelor's in economics and information studies as well, both from University of Ghana. He is a passionate advocate of the intersection of data, cloud, and AI, and he continues to empower professionals and organizations to embrace intelligent innovation and data-driven decision-making. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Mr. Richard Quainoo. Richard, welcome to Models and Mindset.
Hi, Ben. It's a pleasure to be here.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great.
Great. Richard, so I'll start with the very basic question that I always ask, and that is, if you have to speak to your 18-year-old self, how would you explain who you are now and exactly what you do?
Okay. So I know that my 18-year-old self didn't know what he was doing at the time. I think I was in secondary school.
Right.
But today I can say that Richard is someone that builds solutions in the field of AI and data for clients. Richard is someone who also educates and creates awareness on AI and technologies, as well as trains people on the use of AI tools such as Power BI, SQL, and the likes.
Right, fantastic. Let's see. You studied economics and information studies as your bachelor's degree, and then you moved into computer science, and now AI and data consulting. Let me ask, what were the key moments or decisions that shifted you in this direction?
Okay, I would like to start by saying that in secondary school, when I was 18, I think that is when I actually identified that I had an interest in technology. But then at the time, I was already doing general arts.
Right.
And I couldn't apply for a first degree in computer science because you need to have a science background to be able to apply for that. So I applied to the closest area, which was in the field of Bachelor of Arts. There was a combination that was economics, information studies, and religion. Largely because at the time I also enjoyed economics, and I thought information technology, information studies was somehow linked to technology, so the name attracted me. So that's how come I ended up doing that for my first degree. But then 4 years down the line, after my first degree, that is when I had the opportunity to apply and do my master's in computer science.
Yeah.
But then before that, I had to go through a journey up until that point. So national service, I was posted to Accra Technical University, and they looked at my background, they looked at the course I did, and they said, oh, they don't have an economics unit, and information studies used to be library studies, so we are going to put you in the library. And I was like, what would I be doing in the library? I don't think I'll be spending my entire national service reading books. I don't think that's what I want to do. So I convinced the head of IT at the time about my skill set in technology. I didn't really have much, but then I somehow managed to convince him, and he gave me a chance. And that is where I acquired my first skill set in the field of AI and data, which is SQL.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that for some people, Microsoft Excel is definitely where they'll acquire the first skill. But for me, I believe that SQL was the first. And that was because in the IT department, what we were doing was student registration. And if a student was unable to register or had an issue with the registration of their courses, we would go into the back end of the database, which was SQL Server at the time. So I acquired certification courses from University of Ghana in Microsoft SQL Server and Oracle to make myself valuable, because I noticed that there was only one other person in the unit that had a database background, and he was from HSA. And so he was given the login and the go-ahead to perform those updates.
Yeah, on the database.
Yeah, and I knew that after national service, they are definitely not going to take all of us, so I had to make myself valuable. But unfortunately for all of us, we were all let go.
Okay.
Because in that year, there was an embargo on government employment. So we were now thrust back into the world and had to figure out what to do, how to cope. And yeah, it was a roller coaster. From there, I bounced around jobs. I worked in forestry, you know, the youth afforestation program.
Yeah.
So my next job apparatus was raincoats, Wellington boots, and catalysts.
Not so techy.
There was nothing techy about it. Yeah. I thought I was going to be a supervisor because they said, oh, if you have a degree, you'll be a supervisor. But when we got there, they gave us cutlass to enter the bush, go and weed.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think I did that for about 3 months, and I kept on, you know, job searching, and I got a contract job at Deloitte Finance.
Okay.
And that is where I acquired my next skill. That was in Microsoft Excel.
Right.
Yeah. So at Deloitte Finance, I was in the risk unit, and we were performing data reconciliation of their loans data.
Okay.
So we were cross-checking the loans data to check for any individual that was over-deducted or under-deducted, and creating a report as they were migrating from an old system to a new system. So that's where I learned Microsoft Excel functions like VLOOKUP and the likes, and it also added to my portfolio.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that was also a contract job, and they didn't take anybody after the contract. And so, again, I was thrown back into the world to try and figure out what I'll do next. And I was so determined to not, like, give up. Yeah, there were times where I was confused, I didn't know what to do, but I just kept on pushing, kept on looking, kept on applying, and then I ended up in a fintech called Onango. So Onango gives loans to mobile money agents, right? Okay. And so whilst there, I was employed as an accounts officer, and the major task I was doing was bank reconciliation and then petty cash reporting. That also required Excel and, of course, access to an accounting system. I think it was Zero accounting system. And I was assisting the head of finance. So there, I learned how to reconcile data with my experience from Deloitte Finance. I also learned how to do bank reconciliation, and I also acquired some knowledge in the field of accounting in terms of debits and credits, balance sheets, financial statements, and the likes to add to my portfolio. And it is at Onango that I saw the opportunity to apply for my master's. And then the requisite was you either have a degree in computer science to qualify for the master's, or you should have done 1 year in an IT unit. So luckily for me, because of that 1 year I did in my national service, I qualified to apply, and I did that. And that is where I was dropped into the field of computer science. Yes, it wasn't easy. It was like you're a fish in salt water and you've been taken from salt water and dropped into fresh water.
Fresh water.
It was a difficult transition, but I think because of my interest, I was able to overcome the obstacles.
Makes sense. So we're talking about interest and all that. It's quite a journey, roller coaster indeed. At any point in time, did you at any point in time feel lost or unsure about the path, given the fact that now you had to jump from forestry commission to the other areas, Onago and the rest? Was there a point in time where you realized, okay, I'm not so sure where I'm going next, where this will
go? Definitely. I think, in fact, almost every single milestone, every single unfortunate event that happened led to me being confused, thinking, what do I do now? When I finished National Service, I felt like, I had put in the efforts to make myself valuable, but I didn't work out. So then what do I do now with the skill, right? I went to forestry I worked at forestry, and there I didn't have to apply anything I'd learned. So it's like, do I continue? Do I leverage on what I had already acquired, or do I move forward? There were definitely a lot of times where I was confused, but then something in me just kept on saying that don't give up, keep pushing, just keep putting in the work, take it one day at a time. And there are even some in-house jobs I did. I sold tissue, I did Uber, all because I didn't want to not have money on me, and also not be seen as a burden, and also make something of myself.
Absolutely.
So it was a challenging journey, but then little did I know that journey was preparing me for who I am today. I wanted to make reference to Joseph in the Bible. Joseph had a dream that his brothers would bow to him. But God didn't show him what would happen before that he would get to that point. He'd be thrown into a pit. He would find himself in Potiphar's house. He'd find himself in prison before finally making an audience with the king and then becoming his prime minister. So sometimes that's just how it is. You may not know what your journey would end up with. You may not know who you become or what you would do. You just need to take that first step, regardless of what it is. Take action. Don't just stay in pondering over and overthinking of what you would do and feeling sorry for yourself. It's important to just take action because little drops of water make a mighty ocean.
Absolutely. Richard, as an AI and data consultant at Deloitte, what does it really mean? What is your day-to-day activity? What do you really do on a day-to-day?
Okay, so as an AI and data consultant, the day-to-day activities vary. Today, I could be performing some data analysis for a client, cleaning data, transforming data, generating insights for a client. Tomorrow, I could be advising a client on the structure of their institution with regards to data and how best to adopt AI. Another day, I could be training others on how to make use of data analytics tools. And another day, part of the work involves also creating awareness of the risks that come with AI in addition to its benefits. We work closely with the cyber security team. So it's important that we also create awareness such that institutions can also, protect themselves from cyber crimes as well.
Amazing. I mean, now you mentioned something very important, which is, advising on risk and all of that. Tell me, what one thing about AI you think people actually misunderstand, especially in Ghana and Africa as a whole?
Okay, well, I think that most people think of AI as a magic wand or a magic tool. It's here, they feel like AI is just here to come and solve their problem magically. Now, yes, AI is a solution to a problem, but it doesn't work by magic. There's a fundamentals and foundation on which AI is built. AI is built on several different algorithms, and it's largely built on data. And there is a saying, garbage in, garbage out.
Absolutely.
And so if the data that serves as the foundation on which AI is built is not a strong foundation, it has incomplete data, it has missing values, or wrong data has been captured within it, it's going to definitely affect the outcome of that AI, such that when you ask the AI to perform an operation for you, the kind of results that you would expect, you may not get exactly that, you may get less than that.
Okay.
Yeah. So that misconception that AI is a magic tool is not true. It's important to focus on the foundation on which it is built and ensure that the foundation is structured in a manner that will cause it to produce high quality results. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Richard, you just said it right. Now, on models and mindsets, the idea is basically to have our listeners really get inspiring stories and then learn how to do what, right? Yeah. Especially in the tech space, if you look at the way the world is going and all of that. So, everything is kind of geared towards the listeners' education and information, So let's talk to the person who is watching us right now, saying to him or herself that I want to get started with AI or data, okay? But I don't know where to start. What's the realistic, starting point?
Okay, so I would say that you are on the right track. You have seen or you've identified something that you're interested in. The next stage is to just take action. Don't overthink it. Take action. Take action with the knowledge you have and try to acquire more. And you don't need to come up with a complicated project. Just pick a very small project that you are capable of doing with the skill set or capacity that you have and just build. Also, it is important to, let's say, keep a portfolio of these projects that you're working on, because it's important to know how to sell yourself or also put what you have created out there. You never know. Somebody may need that solution or that little project you have built. I would also say that it becomes easier if you're able to relate these technologies to real life problems. Right? If you're able to solve a problem, it becomes easier. Absolutely. When I was doing my master's, our supervisors advised us that for your thesis, pick a problem in and around you and try and solve it. Yeah. And so it became easy to do the master's or come up with your project or thesis, because the problem is something that you're experiencing in and every day. Exactly. For me, it was loan default, because I was working in a fintech where loan default was an issue. So I was thinking of how can we solve loan default? And I thought of if you could predict the probability of default, it would help to reduce the rate at which others are defaulting. So I ended up engaging a project on loan default predictive analytics. Yeah. So I would say that, you need to identify a problem, just take action, take the first step, and then now work in that direction, and that may require acquiring the necessary skill sets for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it makes so much sense, because like I was saying, you are already living the problem. Yeah. So going around it becomes pretty much easier than going in or working on a problem or trying to fabricate things that you really do not have full grasp of. So I think
if you fabricate a problem that you are not really, you don't have much knowledge on, it makes it difficult to learn. Yeah. If you try to fabricate a problem that you are not familiar with, it makes it difficult to learn, because you are now trying to figure out the environments surrounding the problem before the solution. However, if you are already experiencing the problem, it makes it easier.
Yeah, you are part of the process as well. Yeah. It makes so much sense. So, Richard, another thing, again, to the listeners, if you had to pick just 3 core skills, to give our listeners, especially beginners, people who want to get started in data, tech, artificial intelligence, what would these skills be, these core skills be, and why?
Okay, so for me, what I would say has helped me, and ultimately is very important for anybody in the field to have, is to have an analytical and problem-solving mindset. That would be the first skill. Right. You need to know how to discern a scenario or situation where the problem is coming from, and have a problem-solving mindset to know what the pathway should be to solving that problem. So that would be the first skill that I would recommend. The second would be, I would like to recommend a tool. So I'll recommend SQL because currently in the field of AI and data, if you are applying for jobs, SQL is one of the skills that is most in demand in the world today.
Right.
So if you have SQL background or SQL skills, it automatically makes you valuable.
Yeah.
So it's an important skill to have. Myself, I ended up putting out every skill I've learned and problems I've solved on my YouTube channel.
Right.
So I now teach people
Exactly.
how to create dashboards,
Yeah.
how to pipeline data, how to visualize results, how to make use of SQL.
Exactly.
I'm coming up in an SQL tutorial. Watch out for that.
Absolutely.
For from zero to hero.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We can't
If you're
wait
a
for that.
beginner, even if you have some experience and you want to move to the advanced level, I think the tutorial is for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, talking about tutorials, you've done this, a lot, even in Deloitte, you do a lot of webinars and all of that.
Sure.
From your experience training and then working with professionals, right? What do you think really separates people who just take courses, from those who actually get started and then grow and acquire opportunities?
I think that is the mindset, again, behind it. Why did you take that course? For everybody has a different mindset behind why they decide to do a certain thing.
Exactly.
So some take the courses just so they can have certifications to add to their portfolio. But then what separates them from those that are able to make progress is the ability to apply what they have learned to real life problems, right?
Yeah.
So if you have, let's say, taken a certification course in data analysis and it says, oh, I'm a certified data analyst, but then on a day-to-day basis, you don't use the skill for anything, it becomes useless to you, right? As compared to somebody who has acquired this skill and is trying to use it to solve a problem within that space. And in solving a problem, you become more valuable. Because currently, each and every organization, in fact, individuals, we all have problems that we want a solution to, right? So what makes you valuable is your ability to solve problems, right? As compared to your certifications or what your educational background is. Yeah. So I think that is what separates the two.
Correct. Now, that's just to link this to one other discussion that I had with Thomas Festus Kujo on the show. I think he mentioned just about the same thing, talking about the fact that whatever skill that you acquire, the most important thing is trying and attempting to use that skill to solve a problem.
Exactly.
Okay, because in that process, then you are actually, it's not only a matter of utilization, but then the right application of the skill will even let you learn, so much more and make you industry ready.
Exactly.
So I think it's just about the same thing that you said. Yeah. Now, Richard, let's turn our attention a little bit and talk about the future of tech, AI, and data in Ghana.
Yeah. Before that, I just wanted to add, I mentioned two skills.
Oh, you hit the other one.
The final skill I just want to add is, I think it's very important, and that is communication. Now, in as much as you may think that AI and data is a technical field, communication is more valuable than even a skill. Why? Because if you are able to analyze data, but you have no way of communicating it for stakeholders to understand the insights you've gotten from that data, your analysis is useless. Right. So it's important to learn how to be a good communicator. This takes different forms. It could be presentations. It could also be verbal. But it's important that you master the art of communication as well, so that whatever you have created, you are able to present it to a right audience. I think I chanced on Power BI during my master's because after developing a predictive algorithm, right, my problem became the entire project work is just code, right? How then do I communicate it to a less technical audience? And so that's how come I chanced on Power BI, which is a data visualization tool, to find a way to visualize and communicate the technical aspect that I had created. Because ultimately, people want things to be easy for them. They don't want to stress to try and understand the code that you've written or the breakdown. They want it in simple terms. So communication is very, very important to have as a third skill. I just wanted to add that.
That makes so much sense because, you know, I've worked with a lot of tech guys as we are all in the space, even talk about programmers, developers, engineers, software engineers, and all of that. And sometimes one thing that most of them lack is the ability to communicate, especially their thoughts clearly and all of that. So I clearly agree. So now, Richard, we are going to turn our attention a little bit to the future of tech, AI, and data in Ghana.
Sure.
I mean, it's an interesting area for us to look at. So let's just say that things go on well. You know, all other things being equal, everything is going on well. What does a data-driven Ghana actually looks like in practical terms? I'm talking work, you know, government, and then everyday life.
If things go on well.
Yeah, if things go on well. There's a condition.
That's deep. If things go on well.
Things go on well.
Well, I think that all things being equal, if things go on well, a data-driven Ghana is going to be a Ghana that takes decisions not based on assumptions, but based on evidence.
Right.
That this evidence should be data-driven. Now, we are in a country where, yes, we are adapting technology, and we're actually good at adapting technology. And so we are constantly capturing data. Now, what we do with that data will make the difference, right? Our ability to constantly make data-driven informed decisions is what would be the changing factor, or that is the factor that will determine our future, right? If we stop basing our decision based on tradition, based on what people have done in the past, but rather based on the statistics and information that is right in front of us, we can even make predictions of the future, make more informed decisions, decisions that are out of insights.
Yeah. I mean, you've also done the AI summit, you know, you've looked at the AI revolution, which is now very rapid. I'm pretty sure it's maybe the most rapid thing happening in the world of tech right now.
Yeah.
And which sectors in Ghana do you think will feel the impact of artificial intelligence and data the most? Let me narrow it down to say health. Let's do finance, education, agriculture, public sector. You know, which of these sectors do you think will feel the most impact the most?
So this question is quite tricky. I don't think one industry will feel it the most. I believe that every industry, one way or the other, works hand in hand with technology. So ultimately, every industry is going to be impacted or is already being impacted by AI and technology in its world today. But yes, there are some industries that are ahead of others. Like the financial services industry already has fraud detection models, credit scoring models, credit risk models, models for detecting fraud and the likes. The health industry has AI and technological solutions for diagnosis, for even X-rays and making some disease predictions and all the likes. Agricultural sector also has AI in there, from drones that perform irrigation to weather forecasting. AI and technology finds its way into every single sector. So I cannot really put my finger on a specific sector. But I would say that I think that if we are able to inculcate AI into our educational curriculum, it's going to go a long way in the long run to help us in the future, to get people with the skill sets and a mindset to be able to start to produce and develop things by themselves.
So do you, with your last point, do you then agree that universities should integrate artificial intelligence in teaching and learning?
Yeah, definitely.
Why?
I think it's necessary because that's where the world is going today. You are saying university, but in China, even primary school, they've already started integrating
university because see, I know that there is a huge resistance, from faculties in universities, with students utilizing AI and all of that. So
Okay, so it depends on how it's being used. I get where you're coming from. Yes, university students, in fact, they are already using AI to do their assignments.
Yeah.
And so because of that, faculties and lecturers are against it. However, I don't think that we should completely push AI out the window, but rather push for the responsible use of AI. Right. So if they are taught how to use it responsibly, they are taught that it's okay to use it, but then this is the best way you can use it to still learn and not cheat. And also like have it impact you positively. I think it will go a long way. So I think that it is how we educate them with it that will make the difference.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. And for me, I've always been thinking about that. Been thinking about the possibility of even Ghanaian universities fine-tuning their own artificial intelligence modules and then have the students access them. So irrespective of the course that you are doing, if they give you an assignment and you need an artificial intelligence to help you, you only utilize the university's AI system and not any other AI system. For me, I feel that will make so much sense.
Yeah, exactly. So an example is in Deloitte, we have inbuilt chatbots and AI.
Exactly.
We don't make use of ChatGPT.
For sure.
So internally, since we still need AI to help make us more efficient and help, we have built that ourselves. So in the same light, I think that universities and other educational institutions can do same, such that they can do away with the risk of maybe data leakages and all the likes.
Absolutely. That would make so much sense and even ensure its ethical usage. Now, let's still in the tech and AI and data space in Ghana. For the young person watching this in Ghana, right, maybe this person is just entering tech. Where do you see the biggest opportunities, coming in the next decade?
In terms of the sector, in the sectors?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like every single sector is making use of technology. So it's not necessarily about the sector. It's about the kind of knowledge you want to acquire, right?
Yeah.
So every single sector is working hand in hand with technology. So I believe that it's important to not only have the operational background, but also have a technical background in addition to be more valuable, because technology is here to make our lives easier. Technology is here to help us solve problems, right? So if you are well equipped, you are able to solve the problem faster. So for a person, a young individual entering into the space, one advice I'll give that person is that in our current world, we are very impatient. We want things fast. So how can you solve the problem fast? That will make you more valuable than the person next to you, right? So how can you equip yourself with what will make you be able to solve that problem fast? And currently, technology is helping us speed up the way we are doing things, because certain repetitive tasks are being automated with the use of technology. So you know how to build that automated tool or make use of that automated tool instantly become valuable.
Exactly.
So that's the advice I would give.
Exactly. And so if I should pick something from there, then for me, it's more of, shifting from the regular usage of tech. But then if you can also look at, as a young person, say if I have to advise myself, if I can also look at developing some of these tools myself, then it's going to be, an asset. I am going to be such an asset, to any sector that I happen to, find myself in.
But the tool must be solving a problem.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I know that there are software developers that have developed several different tools, but then are they all being used? That's a question to be asked.
Exactly. Makes so much sense. Let's also again talk to the Ghanaian youth. So are there some specific problems in Ghana? I know we have a lot of problems as a country, but are there some specific problems that you wish maybe young developers, data or AI guys would focus on solving?
Well, there are a lot of problems,
True.
but I would say that I'm passionate about data. So I'll say that seeing as data is the foundation on which technology and AI is being built, it's important for the youth and everyone at large, even software developers, to also take the time to ensure that they know the right way to handle data, ensure that data that they use is complete and it's accurate.
Right.
It's not garbage because this is ultimately going to affect your results.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, once you're able to build that tool, the person you're building it for is not interested in the tool itself, but in the outcome or the output of that tool. And so if your output is less than, you have a flaw in your development process. So I'd like to say that the youth should focus on ensuring that the foundation, that is data, is well structured and is complete.
Yeah. See, Richard, now another thing that I think about, sometimes, if you take a country like Israel, they kind of had an intentional strategy to make the country one of, if not the leading, one of the world's best in cybersecurity. They produce one of the best cybersecurity engineers, or however you call it, professionals in the world.
Okay.
If you take a look at a country like India, they also went through a phase, and then now when it comes to systems, databases, and all of that, India, I will tell you, in the world, they produce some of the best engineers.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
And all of that. Now, I sit down and I kind of think around this, okay, is there anything unique about some of these countries and other countries as well? Even Estonia, the entire country in itself is more like a tech hub, okay? So I sit down and I think and I ask myself, what are the unique advantages and disadvantages, that these countries have? And so in light of this, let me ask, what do you think in Ghana we do well, or maybe we can do well, that can give us some kind of advantage in AI compared to AI and data? Let me just add it to AI and data compared to other countries. What do you think we can do well, or we are doing well
Compared to other countries.
other countries? We can probably limit ourselves to other African countries, because if we make it global, then it's quite ambitious.
Okay, so I think that what we are doing well currently is adopting new technologies, right? And adopting new technologies. Technologies such as e-commerce, technologies such as mobile money is something that we've adopted.
Yeah.
And it also allows us to be able to gather a lot of information, right? What we can do well is make use of that information appropriately, generate more insights from it, and ensure that we are actually gathering the information the right way, ensuring that it's complete. Example is, let's say, a consumer or distributor, or maybe even a bank, wants to create a customer retention model. That is a model that is to determine which customers will stay with them or which customers will move on to their competitors. This model is largely dependent on data, and perhaps they have only gathered data on the transactions they have with the customer, but they have very little data on the demographics of the customer. But then in order to gain more insights, you will need the demographics, like what is the age group of the customer? When did the customer join the bank? What is the location of the customer? What are the customer preferences? These are demographics and information in and around the customer behavior. I think there's a term KYC, know your customer.
Know your customer.
So if, let's say, the information we have gathered is not complete, maybe you just have name, phone number. You don't have age, you don't have location, you don't even know the purchasing habit of the customer. It affects the results. So I think that one thing we can do better is to properly make use of the information that we have to be able to generate insights, and also to work on our data collection process and tools. Because I know that there are developers that focus on developing the tool, but after they develop the tool, the data that comes in is not their problem, right? Because as far as they're concerned, I've developed a data collection tool. But then if we focus also on the data itself, and the data that is coming in, we can sieve out the garbage and gain some high quality data that will give us some high quality results.
Correct. That's well said. Richard, let's look at the tech ecosystem of Ghana. How do you see it?
How do I see the tech ecosystem
Of Ghana? And I see tech not limiting to artificial intelligence, but technology in general, from systems development to databases to data in itself to artificial intelligence to blockchain, any kind of tech, robotics. How do you see the tech space? Where do you think we are going?
So I think that the tech space is moving at a very rapid pace. Every single day, new technology is being built. And every single day, you need to learn how to use these new technologies. Because if you don't, you get left behind. Your competitors will make use of this technology. And I believe that Ghana is also trying to make it a point to adapt these new technologies and also develop an AI or technological hub here in Ghana, which is very possible. I believe that, again, I'll keep on hammering on the fact that we need to work on our data. That is very important. But also, we need to have the can-do mentality towards these developments and these new technologies, and also have a willingness to learn. Because we don't have the luxury that our fathers had before, where perhaps they could have gone to school, learned engineering, and 10, 20 years, the same thing that they learned, they can still apply it. You can learn something today, next week there's a new update. I think Festus mentioned he learned something similar. Next week there's a new update. Next month there's a new update. So if you stay in your ways, you'll be left behind. Right? It's going to affect your output. You may think that, oh, you have reached, but in reality, the person that is constantly learning is a step ahead of you.
So let's on the flip side. So that is where you see the tech ecosystem. Now, do you think you mentioned that yes, we are trying to do what it is that we are trying to do, as trying to keep up with how the tech space entirely globally is moving, and we as a country, we're also trying to kind of jog along or follow along with it. Now, do you think that we are doing something wrong that can hinder our progress, tech-wise?
I wouldn't say we are doing something wrong, but then I do know that there are certain instances or there are certain infrastructure and technologies that can hinder our progress. One is, if there is not consistent power supply, it's going to affect technologies because technology depends on power. If there's not consistent internet supply, it's also going to affect technologies. And also, the kind of computers we use or the kind of technologies we use, if they are outdated, it's going to impact our ability to generate an output that is top-notch.
But you see, it's not cheap to acquire good computers.
It's not, but sometimes if you are able to see ahead, to invest now.
You see, Richard, generally then some of the things that if I conduct a training or I have to facilitate a session, sometimes you see the computers that people bring, and it could be students, it could be people from the public sector and all of that. And then some of them bring computers. In the 21st century, you get people bringing maybe not even a Core i3, but Celeron,
Intel Celeron.
Dating all the way back. And sometimes it bothers me, and that really makes me think exactly where we are going, because if even people in the government sectors or the public sector sometimes they don't even have computers in the offices to work with, and that is really what I kind of worry about.
I think that it just reminded me, that's another one of the things we also do at Deloitte. Aside data readiness, we also perform AI readiness assessment.
Exactly.
Where we assess organizations to see if they have all the necessary tools that is required for AI to work. So maybe the data structure, the computer that you're using, the speed of the computer, and if there are any security measures to ensure data privacy and data governance. So I believe that it's important for us to perform an assessment of ourselves. And any organization, institution, even if the government wants to invest in AI, we need to first assess where we are currently at with the technologies that we have. Because you may be an individual or you may be an organization that has a wonderful goal in mind, but the technology you are using could be slowing you down, right? So that's how come it's important to have that mindset. And sometimes you don't need to wait till perhaps you see profits coming in before you start to invest. You invest ahead of time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now let's talk about, I'm interested in policies. Do you think that the policies in Ghana actually favors the tech ecosystem?
Well, I would say yes, but it could be a bit flexible, right? I'll say that, the GDPR, Ghana Data Protection, has policies for data governance and also to ensure data privacy.
Right.
And it definitely favors the final consumer and organizations in terms of preventing data leakages, ensuring responsible use of AI. However, it could be better in terms of favoring those that are developing these AI technological systems in terms of its flexibility. But then I do not have too much information on policies. Yeah,
let's talk about the skill gap.
Skill gap, okay.
In the Ghana tech ecosystem. What is your view? Do you think we have some kind of skill gap if we have to go, head to head? Now I'll make it global with other countries.
I think that we have a lot of talented individuals in Ghana. We can go head to head with experts in and across the world, but our mindsets could be holding us back. Right. Some may have the skills, but don't know how to use that skills to solve problems. And that could be what is hindering us. Some may be debates that they don't have the opportunities, but in reality, if you don't have an opportunity, you create one. Right. So I believe that our mindset could be what is hindering us, but we definitely have the skill set and the talent to be able to stay on par with experts in and around the world.
Right. I also believe that in Ghana we do have very good tech guys, super professionals, honestly, because I have worked with some, and sometimes you look at the things they are doing, even outside the country, it's quite great. Let's talk about a very sensitive, and I don't think it's a controversial, but I think it's a sensitive topic, and that is tech and jobs. But for now, I want our concentration to be on Ghana. AI and jobs. So one of the things that we hear people talk about, in fact, very common, and on this show, this is just going to be the first, but we're going to have a whole session on this, talking about AI taking people's jobs. In the Ghanaian context, how do you see AI changing the job landscape?
I think that is one of the misconceptions. I mentioned that people think AI is a magic tool.
Correct.
That was the second one I wanted to mention, that people have the notion that AI is here to take their jobs. I believe that this misconception comes for lack of knowledge, right? Why was AI developed? Human beings created AI. They came up with AI. What exactly is AI? I don't think a lot of people know it. Some think of AI as a robot. Some think of AI as ChatGPT. Right. But then not many people understand what AI entails and do not understand how it works. And because of that lack of knowledge, that's how come this misconception comes about. From the knowledge I have, AI is the ability of computers to perform tasks that require human intelligence. And I believe that we created these technologies to make our works easier so that we can stop focusing on certain manual tasks and focus on tasks that require a lot of thinking, right? And also to automate processes. So AI is here to work hand in hand with us so that we can also move quickly or solve problems quickly. It's not here to take our jobs.
Right.
I believe that if you're not willing to adapt, if you're not willing to learn, then you are at a disadvantage, right? But then the person that is willing to adapt to AI and make use of the AI as a tool and not as competition is definitely going to benefit in the long run and also be seen as very valuable because currently AI largely depends on human intervention as well. Even though, yes, there are technologies being developed where AI doesn't require much human intervention, ultimately in the end, you still require some human intervention.
That is true. So, I mean, the talk of people thinking that AI is going to take their jobs, it makes me always listen to guys like Elon and the CEO of NVIDIA, Jensen, and they always make a very bold statement that you just have to learn how to use the AI because it's not the issue that AI is going to take your job, but rather the guy who knows how to use the AI
is going to take your job.
Is going to be the one to take your job,
Exactly.
And whenever they say that, I laugh. At another point, I feel like, okay, are we just saying this because people just want to hear what they want to hear? Or indeed, sometimes, but...
It is a reality. I mentioned that now we value speed. So if you don't want to think of the person that knows how to use AI, think of how quickly you can finish the task compared to the person using the technology. And also look at the credibility of the output that comes out. And that is why it's important to create awareness with regards to AI and technologies. So I must commend you on this podcast because definitely this is creating a lot of awareness, letting people understand what AI is and the likes. I've also engaged in webinars and so many talks on this topic, all to create awareness because I believe that certain businesses, certain organizations have not yet taken that step because of this misconception and also because of a lack of knowledge, right? So I think that the first step is also to acquire that knowledge from webinars, from trainings, and hiring a consultant like ourselves to come in and then educate you and also show you what AI can do and also educate you on the risks that comes with it. Some people know that it's risky, but they don't have an idea of the kind of risk. So it's important that we come as consultants or we educate the public and organizations on the risks that come associated with AI and as well as how you can protect yourselves from these risks. Exactly.
So, Richard, it's quite interesting. Now, you have done, you spoke at the Ghana AI Summit and the Pan-African AI Summit, talking about artificial intelligence and the way it is shaping our future and all of that. It makes me think, one of the things that I think now it's becoming a growing tradition here in the country, and that is communities, the tech communities and the tech meetups. How do you think the tech meetups and the communities and local conferences like that, how do you think, how important do you think they are towards the shaping of our future, the tech future?
I think they are very important. These communities create awareness of technologies being developed. They create awareness of companies and individuals that have also been able to develop new technologies, even within our space. And also collaboration opportunities with companies and individuals outside Ghana. So within these communities, it allows several different minds to collaborate and come up with new solutions. So I believe that it's definitely a plus for us. It's a very good thing that is going on. And I think it should continue.
Richard, if you should close your eyes right now and then imagine, the tech space, the Ghanaian tech community, let's say 5 years from now, what is it that you would love to see?
5 years from now, I'd love to see clean, accurate data.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
5 years from now, I would love to see a lot of tech organizations sprouting up. I would love to see a lot of organizations collaborating with technology and working hand in hand with it rather than seeing it as competition to build some amazing solutions. That's what I'd love to see.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an interesting discussion, and if you're following and you like this, go ahead, like, share, subscribe, and then leave us a comment. If there's anything that you want Richard to address, go ahead and put it in, and we'll make sure he reaches out and then he answers that for you. And this is Models and Mindset. Now, Richard, last but not least, I want you to talk about your YouTube channel, and if you have some webinars planned up, the videos that you have installed. You already mentioned one, but I would love for you to mention it, and then let our listeners know exactly what you have coming up, as your contribution to the Ghana data space. Since you are very much, enthusiastic about data, you love data, you love clean data and quality data. And all that.
So I'll say that my YouTube channel it's called the name is the RQ Studio. I'm sure you shared that. Yeah. And it is a channel that I started to serve as a portfolio for myself on the several different projects and the several different skill sets I have in terms of SQL, in terms of Power BI, in terms of cloud data engineering and creating ETL solutions and end-to-end pipelines. Also, if you want to learn about how to make use of SQL queries, I'm developing a tutorial from zero to hero.
Right.
If you are a beginner, if you are an intermediate person willing to upgrade your skill sets, just tune in. So in the next few weeks and months, I'll be releasing YouTube videos on that. And you can also go and check on my old videos in the cloud space as well, in terms of engineering, data visualization as well. This year is going to be a year filled with several different analytics solutions, so keep watching out for that space. I think I'll be speaking on the Pan-African AI Summit that is coming up this year as well.
Fantastic.
And so it is also another community for collaboration that is going to be a yearly annual thing. And I believe the Ghana AI Summit will be redone in 2026 as well.
Right. Fantastic. I would love I can't wait to be there. And when it's coming up, you just let us know. And I'm pretty sure that we'll try and then feature in there. Now, Richard, so someone wants to reach out to you either on LinkedIn or via email. I'm not sure you should post your email out, but if they want to reach out to you on LinkedIn, how do they connect?
Oh, definitely. I mean, my name is Richard Quainoo on LinkedIn, the guy with the suit and black tie. You can just reach out to me, connect, and send a DM. I think I respond to messages on LinkedIn. You can also leave a comment on any of the videos on my YouTube channel, and I'll respond promptly with any problems that you may have.
Absolutely. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so this is another episode of Models and Mindsets. It's been an interesting discussion, talking about AI, talking about data and all of that. And you've heard of Richard's beautiful journey. When we started, he mentioned something, he spoke about mindset, and he spoke about the fact that you do not have to kind of give up and settle. You definitely have to work through. You heard the fact that he had to take Atlas, go to the bush, working with Forestry Commission, but all along in his mind, he knew exactly what he wanted to do. He pushed forward, and then it happened for him the way it has happened. So if you are out there and you have similar experience, I think you need to take some inspiration from his story, and then make sure that you acquire your skill, you build your portfolio, as he said. And then, you start marketing yourself. You put it on LinkedIn, Instagram, wherever you find yourself, or wherever you are comfortable with sharing whatever it is that you are working on. You go ahead and then you make sure you do so. If you've not seen our previous video, go ahead and check our previous video where we talk about the fact that you do not need motivation, but you need a learning system. And so combining with what Richard just shared with us, you can use that learning module, you can jump on YouTube and look at his videos, integrate his videos into your learning module, and then do at least maybe 15 minutes or 20 minutes of his videos, if it is cloud engineering, if it is data analytics, if it is SQL that you are interested in. Pick it, integrate it into the system that we have already shared in that video, which will be linked up, on this video here. And make sure you just pick it, make it, consistent, make it sustainable, and then stick to the plan. Eventually, you will definitely have opportunities coming all around, and then you would have the skill set to, take these opportunities up. Once again, this is Models and Mindset, and then thank you for listening. Catch you in the next episode.